Hey, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are right now. I appreciate that you've taken a little bit of your busy day and set aside some time to meet with us and check out when we have one of our BDMs come in and do a sales call. So as you know, we have these sales calls. Our BDMs come in and see us. They have all kinds of specials and stuff like that. And I like to bring them over to our training center, my little hideout, and introduce them to you guys so you get a little bit of familiarity with just, not that it's our BDM, but they're for you too. So you have unlimited access, which a lot of host agencies don't give. You have unlimited access to our BDMs. I'll give you her home address, her home phone number next to Ken.
Thank you, Dan.
Oh, you're welcome. Anyway, so with us today, I have Debbie, and we just talked about this. It's Debbie Larson to most of us, but it's Catron. Catron. Debbie Catron. Yeah, whatever. You know, she's married now, but who knows? Give it some time. I'm just saying. With MSC Cruises, what a neat surprise. If you're unfamiliar with MSC Cruises, I've got a deal for you. Beautiful, beautiful ships, really, really neat itineraries, great value for your guests, and good commission for you. And that's all you need to know. See you later, bye. No, not really. I want you to meet Debbie a little bit, okay? Debbie, thanks so much for stopping in and hanging out with me and those couple of agents out there.
Hi, everyone.
Just one or two.
One or two? Okay.
I say that every time, but there's actually 3,000 of them watching.
Wow.
So be on the best behavior.
That's great. I'll try.
Okay. She won't. But anyway, tell everybody a little bit about you. How did you get to MSC and, you know, a little bit of your background?
Okay. And Dan and I have known each other quite a while, too. I've actually been in the industry as a salesperson for over 20 years in Central Florida. I was fortunate enough back in 2003 to join MSC Cruises back in the days when we had 3 old ships. That's what they were. They were older ships. And we were building our first brand new one back then. And in these 11 and a half years that I've been with MSC, we've went up to a fleet of 12 ships with additional ones coming online.
Ooh, sounds like a surprise.
Yeah. So I was fortunate. I was on an entry level here in the U.S., and here I am today.
Now, you said 20 years ago, because I know. What did you start in the travel industry doing?
I actually started out working for a motor coach company in Orlando, where I'm based, that offered transportation to one of the first cruise lines out of Port Canaveral.
So like a transfer shuttle type of service.
Exactly.
And then you went from them to?
Reservations.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a res agent initially, and then from reservations in Port Canaveral, I moved over to Orlando to manage an office in Orlando for a company called Scandinavian World Cruises. And from there, I went to being a salesperson.
Very nice.
Been a great story.
So she's had a lot of experience in various facets, and it's a point that I like to make to you guys from time to time when I introduce our BDMs to you, that these companies, our preferred suppliers, don't just pluck these people out of anywhere and give them 30 days of training and send them on their way. And you need to take advantage of that. Business Development Manager. These are people that are set in place to help you grow your business. And I know Debbie and MSC and all of our other vendors, I mean, they obviously want you to sell their products, but they know that if you're not successful selling, then you're not going to be in business tomorrow. So take advantage of their knowledge, their background, and their experience, and send her an email. You know, give her a call or send her an email and say, I'm stuck. You know, whether it's a group, whether it's a guest that's just giving you a fit or something like that, and you have a hard time reaching anybody. It's 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm not answering my phone. Call her.
Oh, please.
Her husband would love it.
And that's what we're here for. We're here to absolutely support you to make sure you are successful also.
And we appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's talk about MSC a little bit. Mediterranean Shipping Company is the acronym for MSC. And for some of you that may or may not know, MSC's roots were in container, freight style shipping, logistics, worldwide, huge worldwide shipping company. I think the largest in the world.
Well, second largest
in the world.
Fame.
So I'm guessing that y'all had all this going all over the place and decided to start just shoving people on those ships. Is that how that worked?
That actually is not. And we're privately owned, believe it or not. We're owned by a husband and wife team.
Wow.
And the cargo division started actually with only one cargo ship and became second largest. And back in the late 80s, the cruise division started in Europe. with one older cruise ship. As I mentioned, when I started with the company, there was only 3 older ships.
And that was that the Melody? Was
no,
first?
No.
What was first ship?
That's even going back before the Melody was the 3rd vessel.
Melody
by that
was third.
The Monterey was the
Monterey
first.
was first. Yeah, Monterey was first.
And then we had a ship that was actually sailed for Cunard. That was the 2nd older ship.
Right.
And then we bought the Melody,
Yep.
which was the Atlantic
Right.
for Premier
Right.
Cruises.
Which was a big boost for y'all. Added a lot of berths and gave y'all a lot of experience.
And that's when we started sailing here
Yep.
in the United States seasonally.
It's actually a cool ship. If you ever sailed on the Atlantic Premier Cruise Line, it was actually a cool ship. So
I only had the opportunity to see her one time,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah, nice ship. But that's another story. Catch that video another day. So MSC decided to get the passenger division started with a few older ships, and you wouldn't have been able to move into the new ships unless you saw success. So you saw an area that was not necessarily a niche market, but y'all saw an area that you said, wow, we can do something special with this.
Exactly. And Europe's our home.
Mm-hmm.
It still is our home. However, we started expanding out into North America, sailing out of Fort Lauderdale. We started moving into South America, sailing down in South America at that time, which we still do, South Africa, and expanding from that little scenario over in Europe.
So I know that your roots are Mediterranean and Italian. Being on the Divina, it was kind of like being in Italy. So I want to kind of put some comparisons in everybody's head and give them some ideas to how to profile you kind of in a minute or less. My first thought would be Costa, but I think Costa is a little bit more mass market than you guys. So do y'all put yourselves in more like a premium market, like Holland America, Celebrity, and Princess?
I would say yes.
Okay.
That's my opinion, definitely.
Okay, so
our pricing is not there. However, the product is.
So, well, and with that said, we'll jump around here for a minute.
Okay.
If you're looking for, and you say, well, let's just play it this way. You're someplace between mass market and premium because your price point is a little more mass market. Your physical products are a little bit more premium. And so you guys, a lot of times you say, you hear me talk about the $1.99 cruise and all that work and you to make any money. But what if I told you could make up to 18%? That's right, I said 18%.
Yes.
18% on select sailings, and that has to do with special groups and stuff like that, so we'll talk about that in a minute. But you make good commission, then you ought to be selling things like the suites. So you have the yacht club on MSC, and you can get all-inclusive, and you get a higher per diem for yourself as far as the commission goes. The guests are on a beautiful product. It's win-win for everybody, isn't it?
And they come back.
Repeats. Repeats huge.
And you've started them in the Caribbean with one of possibly our unique itineraries. You move them over to Europe, where once again the per diems are higher, exotic itineraries over there. It's undoubtedly a win situation for everyone involved.
We talk about teaching your guests as you learn, as you're educated into products. And to grow your business, you may have to start out with a lesser expensive cruise, if I dare say, like a 3-night cruise to teach them about 7-night cruise, to teach them to go from inside to balcony and so forth and so on. The problem with that was a lot of the other products and the vendors we have is you kind of have to jump back and forth to vendors.
Yes.
So like if I wanted to go mass market, we'll just say it, Royal Caribbean, and say, okay, now I'm going to teach them and move them up. Okay, I'm going to move them up to Celebrity, and I'm going to teach them and I'm going to move them up to Azamara. Whereas with you guys, I could put them on a Caribbean product on a better price point.
Right.
I won't make as much money, but then they can see the outstanding product, see the beautiful ship, and say, if you like that, I've got this for you. Move them up into the suites and get them into the yacht club, and they go, that was fabulous, Dan. What else can we do? And go, well, if you like that, we need to put you on a Mediterranean product, and then everybody.
And do the yacht club again.
Absolutely, yes.
And once again, you're making that additional money to do something like that.
Tell me some other things about MSC that not necessarily that are pitched to you by your boss, but just overall experience that you hear from guests and other agents that sets you guys apart. What makes you distinct?
Entertainment on board our ships, without a doubt. The entertainment, the shows in the main theater at night are fabulous. And our guests that sail with us rave about it. Every time I do a consumer show with one of my travel partners, people come up to my table and say, I sailed with you. You have some of the best shows I've ever saw on a ship. And they're cabaret type of reviews with professional singers and dancers. We have a classical night. I just had somebody at a show last Saturday come up and said, my husband loved your shows because it offered something unique.
I know that the first sailing I did years ago, but it was your first new ship out, and I was literally walking through the hallway, and I heard, and I know y'all won't believe this, but I'm actually classically trained pianist, and I heard some music, and I walked down this hallway, and in a bar that on any other cruise line, other than maybe some of the luxury and or boutique products, I was hearing this beautiful pianist, cello, and violin playing amazing quality music, and looked around the corner, and there's these three lovely young ladies just cranking it out. It was amazing. I stood there mesmerized for an hour, and to find that quality just kind of wandering around a cruise ship blew me away.
And above and beyond classical, we have a performance right now on the Divina. It's a Michael Jackson show.
Wow.
And
Italian? Michael Jackson in Italian?
No, not this time.
Oh, okay.
But people rave about that. So
He has his glove with pizza on it.
Exactly. And there's a variety of things.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So that your entertainment on board is just bar none, top of the charts there. And I know the ships are gorgeous as well. I think that's one of the things that blows away our agents for sure. First time they get on one of your products. And we invite you guys to get with Debbie. She has opportunities for you to see the product a lot, and I think when you see it, your first comment is, "I had no idea."
I'm
just
flabbergasted.
Stumped. Yeah, pretty much had no idea.
Understated elegance. And
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say the ships are just like the godmother of our ships, Sophia Loren. Beautiful, they're passionate, they're Italian, and they're elegant, extremely elegant.
Now, I know that your staff on board aren't 100% Italian. They're I would say, I'm going to guess out loud, that they're probably about 70% European in general.
Yes.
You have some of the Pacific Rim staff on board, but the majority of them, because I know that I ran into some that were, I don't know if it's ethnically correct, Eastern Bloc.
Right.
So there's Eastern Bloc, there's Mediterranean in general, and then there's divisionally within the ship, there are certain places that you specifically have Italian staff only in the ship. So that was kind of neat. It's kind of almost like a world adventure on the ship.
Well, it is. And I always say you can do a 2-night cruise with us to the Bahamas and feel like you've been gone for a week. Not only by the employees on board ship, just the atmosphere on board ship.
When one of our agents is sitting back later today or a week from now, and they're qualifying a guest, and they're looking for something a little bit different, you're looking for something maybe outside of the box, what kind of things, we talk about qualifying and hot buttons, what kind of things am I going to hear my guests say that's going to make me snap in my head and go, oop, that's MSC, oop, that's MSC? What kind of things do you want to hear a guest say that will say, that's us?
A little bit of a unique itineraries.
Okay.
Okay, we do Bermuda from Florida in 7 nights.
Wow.
We do a 10-night Panama sailing with very reasonable rates. We spend the day in San Juan as opposed to the evening on our 7-night cruise. So you look at the itineraries, not only in the Caribbean but also in Europe. So that's a huge factor.
Okay.
Pricing, I'm sure most of you are aware of some of the outstanding rates that we have out there for your guests, and then we pay you the commission on that. So pricing is another issue, a little bit more as far as above and beyond that. It's just the atmosphere on board ship that they're looking for. And the feel that they are indeed traveling as opposed to sailing out of South Florida and going to the Bahamas.
Yeah, I would agree that one of the things is it's not cookie cutter standard, a bunch of Americans on a boat moving from point A to point B. You really feel like you've stepped into another world, European. And and I caution myself when I say that, because a lot of times Americans, your guests, have difficulty with what they feel like being comfortable mingling around a bunch of Europeans because they're just unfamiliar. But it's not that atmosphere. It's not like, I know that when I traveled to Europe, if you don't know how to act and interact and everything else, you feel kind of on the outside looking in. And it's a little different. But that's not the atmosphere on board at all.
Not at all. Not at all. Everybody intermingles together and all the different cultures come together. And it's a great experience. It's a great traveling experience, whether it's here in the Caribbean or if you're sailing with us in Europe somewhere. It's the same.
You mentioned your itineraries are unique, and I don't want to leave out the point that you made. You know, a lot of cruise lines for years and years and years, San Juan, Puerto Rico was basically a late afternoon and evening stop, and the few that have now made it a day stop realize the importance to your guest. And so if you're looking for that itinerary and you're looking for an opportunity to get your guest out there and let them experience a great port of call, I love San Juan, Puerto Rico. I love Old San Juan and just walking around and enjoying it. And you can't do it unless it's a day stop. So MSC gives you the opportunity to do a day stop there. And it's San Juan, is it St. Martin?
St. Martin.
St. Martin, San Juan, and
Grape
then
Stirrup Key.
And then a private island, Grape Stirrup Key, which is an awesome
it's one of the best out islands.
Original. It's one of the first, and it's probably one of the best. I agree. Yeah. So that's very cool. So you got a guest, and you're trying to decide. You could quote possibly an inside, if for sure an ocean view on any other product, or put them in a balcony or possibly a suite on MSC, and your guest is going to come back blown away. So that's very cool as well. One of the things that I like to talk about, in a nutshell, not real deep, but groups. They know I love groups. I know you know I love groups.
I love groups.
And we want to make sure that the agents are aware of a couple different unique things about groups. We have MSC groups listed in our spreadsheets that you know how to find in the speed navigation tool. If you're not sure, contact me, or if you need to set up a group, contact me or contact Debbie, or just call the group department and ask them. But tell us some stuff about MSC groups, how they're set up, things like amenities, things that are normal to what they're used to, and maybe some things that are a little quirky or different that they may not be used to.
Okay. Well, first off, what I would like you to do, if you're doing your first group with us at MSC, and it's actually an affinity group from you as an agent, you're more than welcome to call me and I'll walk you through your first group.
Awesome.
That's what I'm here for, is to help you with that. So we have a couple ways of doing groups. You can do our group promotions, like our 8 is Great group promo, which is out there right now. Our group launch promo, which comes out in November it's out right now, but it's for November through April of 16 sailings. Or we just have regular group rates with amenity points. Okay. Normally the promotional stuff is much better. So you can either contact me, call our group department to set up the group space. We allow 30 days for your promotion. Sometimes there's a longer period of time for that. We give you your base commission of 16%, except for that 18%.
Told you.
18% commission for November through April. And tour conductors normally are 1 per 15. However, we do have reduced tour conductors at 1 per 13 also. Once you have your good faith deposit put up with us in that 30 days, as you book cabins into the group, it's only $100 per person deposit per person, which is huge. And then we don't want any money from you until final payment. And final payment with us at MSC is actually 60 days prior to sailing now, which is something new that we started.
Right.
Penalty starts at 76 days, but it's 60 days prior. So there's some definite flexibility there. We have customizable flyers, we have emails. If you're here locally, I can help you do a promotion to your local community or organization that's doing it too. But yeah.
And you can do My Booking Genie, of course, and set it up through My Booking Genie, and that's pretty awesome. Talk about amenity points. We talk about amenity points. So there's like a Chinese laundry list of amenities that they can choose from specifically for their group. If we have set up a promotional group, we've probably sat down with Debbie and already picked onboard credit or something, which is pretty typical for us. If you need to take over one of those groups, and nobody else is booked into it, we can work with you if we need to adjust the amenity points. Are things in FIT combinable? Like if a promotion is in FIT and there's a group, can you double dip?
No, they're two separate entities.
Cut in the tape. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
No, and usually the group offer is normally the best offer. Like for instance, with our group offers right now, the group promotions, kids 11 years and under sail free is 3rd and 4th in a cabin.
There you go.
So if you have family groups, a great thing to look at for the Caribbean season. But if you are doing individual bookings, they are separate from the group. If you do come into finalization and you have a couple bookings and individual reservations, we'll sometimes take those into consideration to count towards your tour conducters.
Okay, so, that part of it's not out of line. So if for some reason you have to book somebody FIT and you have a group also, you get with Debbie and say, this is my group and I had to book these FIT for whatever reason, and see if we can tag them together, not for the amenities or rates, because you already got the better deal, book them FIT, right? That's why you booked them FIT. But you need them to count towards your TC, and you can look at it based on, I assume it has to do with how the sailing's going. And
exactly.
So look at that. So if it's all sold out, you're out of luck. Just kidding. They've already turned me off. They don't pay attention to me. Okay, so you have great deals on groups, and you're willing to and able to help these guys out. So if you have a group leader and you're thinking of going this way and this is your first time with MSC, by all means, I'm always available to you. But contact Debbie, email her and say, this is what I got, this is my group leader, this is where they want to go. Can you help me? And she'll help you build the group and get it set up so it'll be successful. I know that MSC doesn't have any, per se, training portal right now, but on the travel agent side, you mentioned a lot of collateral, a lot of collateral, customizable collateral as well. And then, in addition to that, while we're waiting on MSC to come up with training, we've got you on training.
Exactly. I come up on the weekends. If you have groups that want to meet in different cities here in Central Florida, I'm available to set up a meeting with you individually too, because we have discussed that a couple times for like over in Tampa and that area.
So she's able to meet with you and do a typical like cruise night, or if you need her to meet with you privately and help you with anything, excuse me, training wise. And then of course in our on-demand library we have where Debbie's come in and done training here. Oh, you didn't see it? You weren't here? Oh, what am I saying? But you can go in the on-demand library and watch, and we hope you do. So that covers that. What kind of specials do you want to make sure that we let them know about? I know we have yacht club deals with the all-inclusives. What's some other things that are really cool? Or elaborate on that a little bit.
The yacht club?
Yes.
The yacht club is available not only on the Divina, but 3 of our other ships, the Splendida, the Fantasia, and the Prezioso, are 4 larger ships. And the yacht club is a ship within a ship concept. It actually sits on deck 15 and 16. There's 67 suites, okay? So it's a fairly small area, but they have their own private restaurant. They have their own private pool. They have their own private lounge. Very, very hands-on. 24-hour butler service. When you check in down in Miami right there at the port and there's all kinds of people and luggage going on, there's a tent there. Well, butlers who are waiting on our yacht club guests.
Serious, like white glove butlers standing by the curb, and if you're a yacht club, they take you right there.
Exactly. They take your luggage, they check it in, any carry-on luggage, they take it. They actually escort the guest onto the ship, take them to the yacht club area, help them unpack if need be, and there's 1 butler for each 5 suites up in the yacht club. So you have this private area with access to a good mega-sized ship with the casino and the showrooms and all the other activities, but you have your own private area, your private oasis.
You have to give like a blood test to get past these glass doors to get into the access. It's crazy. I beat on the door and they said, go away.
They said, please leave.
It was me. And I go, don't you recognize me from my YouTube show?
They also actually have private entrance, an elevator that will take them down the spa and fitness area. There's a bank of elevators right at the very front of the ship that if they get on the elevators with the other guests and put in their card, it trumps the other decks and takes them right to the yacht club.
That's funny. I didn't know that. So me and you push 6 and 7, and somebody gets on and goes like that, it goes past my floor. I'd do that just to aggravate the other guest.
And the rates are so reasonable.
Give me an idea. What is a 7-day rate to get in the yacht club start out?
A little bit over $2,000.
That's a pretty good
plus
deal.
government taxes.
Right.
Yes.
That's a good deal to have that. So it is just what it sounds like. It is like being on your own private yacht, which is, you know, a few other cabins, and you have access to the resort of everything else on board the ship.
Exactly. Downtown.
Downtown.
Yeah.
That's very cool. What else you got going for us that we need to know about?
We have some specials, individual specials right now. They're called Super Diva deals. They end the end of the year, December 31st. There are some drink packages with our Fantastica, our Category 2s, if you book that. The biggest special is this group launch promo that we've hinted about a couple times here is for sailings from November of 15 through April of 16 on the Divina in the Caribbean, 18% commission.
So think about and set up your groups now for next year. Give people time to make a deposit of $100 per person, make their payments or save their money however they want to, get excited about the group, you to market the group. You could do multiple marketing. You could grab one group space and have multiple groups within a group. That'd be up to you to do, but that would be a great tool to do. Grab the space and have a couple little groups all within one group. And of course, you need to escort your group, and that way you take the tour conductor, you get to mingle with your group, you get to build group leaders out of your group. Y'all have all heard me say this before.
And sell more groups when you're on the ship
you know,
for the future.
We talk about that all the time, how instead of taking a travel, I mean, we talk about travel agent rates, and we've got deals for them and stuff like that, but instead of that, I try to talk to them, and I have my BDMs that back me up on it, that if you're the escort, instead of you paying to go, and instead of you leaving your office, go with your guest, build that relationship. You go with the travel agent rate, you get the commission off of the group that you're escorting, you talk to them about next time you need to be taking your group and show them how to do it.
Exactly.
Win, win, win. It's really cool.
Kids are free. Look at the holiday sailings. We have it available for Christmas and Thanksgiving next year.
Decorate the ship, make them really nice for Christmas.
Oh, always.
I bet.
Definitely. We won't be back in time for Halloween this year, but last year, this past Halloween, we had a Halloween party. And also keep in mind our transatlantic sailing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I bet you got some good deals on
April
that.
26th, we're leaving Miami with the Divina to go back over to Europe for the summer of 15. It's 20 nights. And we're doing 2 full days in New York. We're going to Bermuda. We go to the Azores.
Oh, cool.
Lisbon,
That's very
Seville,
cool.
Barcelona,
So it's not
Naples.
just shooting across. I mean, you're
No.
getting to stop in Bermuda and go to the Azores. That'd be very cool. So we have the Super Diva deals. We have the kids sailing free deals. We've got the special deal on groups for next year that you have to get booked now or you're not going to get space. So don't call me later and say I can't get on because you didn't react now. So you need to take a look and jump on that. Call her, get online, look at it yourself, and take advantage of that. There was another deal that I think I heard you talking to Steve about before I snatched your way, and it had something to do with air inclusive.
Oh, great. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, once the Divina is over in Europe for the summer, she's doing a 7-night cruise, a Western Med. You can actually board the ship in Rome on a Saturday, or you can board the ship in Barcelona on Wednesday and do a 7-night cruise. It includes the 7-night Med cruise. It includes 2 nights post-hotel, either in Rome or Barcelona, air from Miami, New York, or Chicago, all transfers in Europe, and rates start at like $2,300 for that.
That's a really good deal for your airfare and the whole 9 yards. And I'm going to stick my neck out there because I think I know the answer, but just for giggles, because we're talking about it sounding all-inclusive. The air part's not commissionable?
Oh, it is. And it's commissionable at your normal cruise fare rate, which with the hotel also.
Okay, you should have already turned me off and started figuring out how to book this. And this is for when?
This is for May 16th through September 19th departures on the Divina 7-night cruise in the Med for 2015.
You can't get air for under $1,000, and you're not going to get commission on your air. So you're going to get a 7-day cruise, air, transfers in the Med are over $100 a person, 2 nights hotel, and you're going to get commission on all of it, full commission on all of it. You should already be calling. You shouldn't be able to hear me right now because you got a phone in your ear. Right?
Yes.
I don't understand. Yes. So, what a deal. MSC. Who would have thought? You didn't know that, did you? But I'm glad that you paid attention. I'm glad you got to meet Debbie because Debbie's a lot of fun. She's really pretty cool. She puts up with me and has for a long time.
I do. And call me. That's what I'm here for.
Any last little tricks or secrets or something going on that we're not allowed to know about?
Well, we're coming out with 4 new ships.
Four new ships.
Rumor is one of those ships may come here.
Permanent?
Maybe.
Wow. And you know what? Just on the business side of it, they couldn't produce, pay for, build 4 new ships if they weren't successful and making lots of money doing it. And I say that to say this. If you're apprehensive about booking with one of our vendors, and if you don't look on the business side and say who's successful and who's doing well, then that's the business side of that you're probably missing on that model. If they're able to do well with their business so that they can afford 4 new ships at over $500 million each for these ships, then you're not understanding that they are successful. They're doing something right. They're pleasing their guests, and they're getting a good return on their investment with their products, and that's why they're building more of them. And you need to be part of that. You can partner with them and be a part of that growth as you sell more MSC, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yes.
So, hey, and something else, you need to look, pay attention. I can't say a whole lot about it right now, but there may be some opportunities for us to do some training on some MSC in the future with some special sailings. We're trying to kind of work out some details and see if we can pop something out for next year for you guys. So keep an eye out for that one. Remember when I give you a save the date, and this last one we just did sold out in 2 hours. 2 hours on one of the other products that we offered y'all. So you got to really pay attention to that one. You have any questions? Call Debbie. Email Debbie, call me. Let us know what we can do to help you out. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it very much. We appreciate you. We appreciate MSC, and we love having you around.
And we appreciate you, because that's what it's about. It's a partnership.
Awesome. Yep. And there are a bunch of good guys and girls out there.
Oh, I know.
They do
Trust
a good
me,
job.
I've talked to a lot of them already, and they're great.
Call
Let
them.
me help you.
All right.
Thank you.
That's all from here for now. And as always, get out there and sell something. And this time, make it MSC.
See.
All right. See y'all later. Bye.